What's up, guys? It's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I figured we would go into tonight's battle of Belichick versus Tomlin. And this game, as a lot of my games, I like for metric purposes. The Patriots fit two metrics. They are, I believe, the worst team in the league at covering at 2-9 or 2-10. They might have pushed once, but it's at like 18 to 20 something percent. Very, very low, really bad. And same on the over. Not to mention the Steelers and the Patriots are both defying history right now with overs. I think together they have 4 or 5 on the year. Again, like 2 overs for the Patriots, I think 3 for the Steelers. Just really bad. So as far as narratives, there's really not much in my opinion. Again, I brought this up before. I thought it was interesting. Nick Wright brought up how pathetic these two teams are. That NFL is literally promoting their coaches, Belichick and Tomlin, not even players, just because outside of Watt, there's really no draws on either team. But all that being said, the Patriots just lost 6-0 to the Chargers. 3 games in a row, they couldn't even get out of single digits. I don't see many people at all taking the Patriots to win or cover this game. So, between where the public is and the metric, because the Patriots, I don't think they're going to defy history and finish with 2 or 3 over or 2 or 3 covers. I love the Patriots for the cover here. I think they'll find a way to lose the game because I still think the Patriots are going to get the last pick in the draft, get the first pick in the draft, have the worst record. I think it's just they're the only team that makes sense in my opinion, and I do think that they're going to again have a pretty bad record. But the spread, in my opinion, the Steelers should be 7-point favorites at least. I get that they don't put up a ton of points themselves, but considering the Patriots just got blanked by the worst defense in football, it's to me this is a very good value play. So I love the Patriots plus 5.5. Now the over isn't as simple. I do like the over, and I'm playing the over, but I don't like it as much as the cover. So I mean, if you had to choose one, I'd probably go with the cover. The reason being, even though both teams suck on the over here, it is set so low, basically just over a touchdown a quarter. 10 points a quarter would obviously more than hit the pace, which most teams do. But I mean, I don't really know what it should be set at because these teams are so bad at going over. So I had brought this up, and I think someone commented on my last video because I had gone into it for a second. This game when I was going into the basketball games in my last video, and they basically said this over-under could be set at anything. The public's going to be slamming the under. And I do agree with that sentiment. So while, again, I don't love it when they're set low to the point where you don't usually see them. I think it opened at, yeah, it's at 30.5. You can see it moved from 32 to 30.5. So just very, very low. But all that being said, I still like the over. I'm going to play the metrics. So for this primetime doubleheader, I guess, it's not a doubleheader, but we're doing a twofer. I like the Patriots for the cover, and I like this game to go over. If, for whatever reason, like I said, it goes under, both of these teams are just going to be, with only not that many weeks left, along with, I think there's another team, it might be like the Saints, that just hasn't gone over at all. So, yeah, I think, like I said, I think like some people said, even with it being set this low, people are looking at the Patriots, just how pathetic their offense is. And the Steelers don't really have much as far as offense is concerned. They just lost Pickett. So, yeah, I think there's not too much to be concerned about as far as the over-under. It's kind of like the Pacers. They'll be set at like 250. And it makes me a little reluctant to take the under, even though I know they're going to have a bunch of unders because there's no way they're going to continue at this pace on the over. When the lines also looks appealing one way or the other, it makes me a little hesitant. But after going into it, I like the Patriots cover, and I like this game to go over. So not too much to go into. Again, I think Belichick's going to continue to get embarrassed. Sure, he could get this one. I just don't think he will. I think it's going to be a win, no cover for Pittsburgh. Probably something like 20-16 or something along those lines. Like I said, I think it'll probably barely go over 2. But it'll be an interesting matchup. I'm curious if they go into Tomlin and Belichick and their rivalry. Can't really call it a passing of the guard. Tomlin's obviously younger than Belichick, but he's been in the league for decades. So it is interesting that you have these two coaches, obviously the two best coaches in the NFL as far as legacy, going in completely opposite directions. So I find that interesting. But yeah, nothing too crazy. I'm sure it's not a game people are really going to be DVRing, but I figured I would cover it and knock it out. So yeah, Patriots cover over 30.5, and like I said, I can't even think of props. I'd probably just take Watt to get a couple sacks, to be honest. I could see him doing that. I think they're going to tease one of these defensive guys breaking the sack record. Right now you got Watt, Khalil Mack, and I think Danielle Hunter's in there, and obviously Myles Garrett. And the 4 of them are I think they're all around 14, 15 sacks. So I think one of these guys is going to have a couple sack performance coming up. That way they can start teasing if someone's going to break the 21.5 by Gastineau, or did Strahan beat it? I can't quite remember. But whatever the record is, I think it's going to be teased. They're teasing the receiving yard being broken, obviously, by Tyreek Hill. But they're being a little quieter about the sack record, which makes me think taking Watt to get a couple sacks on prime time might be a good play. So yeah, like I said, definitely not one of the more fun games, but I still like the metrics. If you look at the against the spread Patriots, just terrible, and terrible on the over, both teams. So that's why I like both of those plays. So take care and happy earnings.